Hey man, what's up? This is the first time I'm doing something like this. Sorry it took so long. Um, you know, got we had this huge snowstorm. Kids were out of school for too long, and now this is the first day back. And it was the weekend, so bear with me. I'm sorry about that, but so yeah, this is the first time I'm doing something like this. I'm really curious. I'm probably gonna just warn you. I'm probably gonna take it way further than what you were anticipating. I bet you were probably just wanting some feedback, but I'm gonna like just quickly just do this. Like what I'm trying to do is called a mic drop, MIKE drop. Um, where I kind of redesign on the fly or talk through the goods and the bads of stuff and like maybe redesign a little bit of it as I go, to just illustrate my talking points. So this is the first time. So just, I'm curious if you get value out of it and if you enjoyed it. So, long term, I think that I want to like maybe do these for free and post them on YouTube and try to grow an audience there. I think that's kind of where my head is. So here we go. So yeah, today, and I'm also gonna like pretend like I'm doing this to like a larger audience, not just you. So there you go. All right, cool. So today we're doing "You Are Not a Designer." It's a website where it's a marketing website that jumpstart your new venture with a brand blueprint. No algorithms, no AI. Within 72 hours, a real human designer will provide you with typefaces, font pairings, color swatches, and color codes. Branded. So it sounds like to me this is a service, like a consultant or an agency that's going to turn around quick branded, like a brand blueprint or a brand strategy for you within 72 hours without gimmicks. So the first thing I'm kind of looking at is, okay, I mean, I like this. Who's this for? I think the copy is great. I don't know what this is. This could be better. You're building the next big thing. This is great. This is great. This is great. Yeah. So what do I get? This, all the copy's great. Everything here is what you need to see. Like what to make a decision. All the copies here. But so why are we doing this? Will I be able to make revisions? No revisions and rounds of feedback would mean we couldn't maintain our 72-hour turnaround time and would mean charging an hourly fee. Yes, we have before a different way of doing early stage branding. Studios charge hundreds of dollars an hour by standardizing output, time investment of our designers. We are able to offer a lower rate. This is cool. I mean, I see now, like, you're like, oh, I'm doing this to kind of get your foot in the door for a bigger website, maybe, or a bigger project if someone wants to keep going with you. Okay, cool. So first and foremost, the first reaction I get is that for being a brand blueprint, this isn't very designy. There's not much design here. I don't know if that's intentional or not. So, like, for instance, the logo, you're promising everyone logos, but your logo is just text. So that's kind of like um, my first reaction. So, like, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do what I call, this is a karate chop, or I'm going to start to. So first and foremost, I kind of just highlighting here. This needs to be more branded, more designy looking. I'd actually implement some color into this too. For instance, let's take just this, right? I think white, cool. If you want to go with white, white's good as a background. But here, I'm going to just copy this text here. Okay. you know, I like using blues that are kind of, or grays that have a little blue tint to them. So jumpstart your adventure with, all the copy's good. With a brand blueprint. So I'm kind of just going to show you an example of how I would kind of approach this. Because I think what I'm trying to show you here is that, kind of have some rhythm here. It's kind of like, small text, all caps, big blue, big text, and then this is the same type as this, and there's no real difference or like cadence going on here. So I think having like some shit, I think I have to type this because oh, you know what? I think that could be all caps. Fuck it. Pardon my language. But I think what you want is this to be a little lighter. Maybe not. Maybe like right in there. Maybe this is what you want to be a little lighter. And you can kind of maybe be a little smaller. Make sure this is all centered. Good. And then, you want this to be, I don't know, I'm going to make up a color for you, but like you need to add like some color. So like maybe since it's a blueprint, you've got blue. Maybe you use blue. This is all just examples, hey, bear with me. And then, like even like this contact stuff, like maybe put it in the middle here. 'Cause I don't know. Maybe. Do you need, oh, I see. So, actually, what I would do is, have login over here. Because, it's get started, login. I think that's a pretty standard thing. And I think contact and frequent asked questions could be, yeah, sure. We can keep it by the logo. I'm not going to do a logo, but I'm going to make it pink here just for like, you need a logo, a better logo, in my opinion. You can stuff it there. You want these two things to kind of be even with each other. So something like that. Bring this down a little bit. Maybe you can even make this blue because, it's the blueprint. Not a big fan of this cadence going on right here. Just it's maybe this needs to be bigger. Let's go like really fucking huge. Let's do 120 just for kicks. Which then means we can maybe go up a little bit with this. We go to 18, and then with this we can, let's go medium. I think medium. Yeah, I think that needs to be medium, and this needs to be not medium. Maybe medium. Maybe. We'll see. Because, so yeah, so this is tricky. So so my goal, what I'm trying to do is make this feel less just paragraph text, and it's a little hard because maybe actually the copy should be something like this, right? Like within 72 hours, a real human designer will provide you with So maybe make that more kind of paragraphy. Shit, I mean, you could probably make this. And then from here, what I think maybe we could do is do like a make these pills, you know, typefaces and font pairings. 14, let's do 16. I like big type these days. Do 3 of these because we got color swatches, branded style, branded style tiles. Yeah, my take is I don't know how many people looking for a service like this who's like on the cheap and on the low is going to know what a style tile is. So that's kind of where my brain is right now of like, maybe you need to explain that, but maybe not. And I'm just playing with stuff right now. Anyway, maybe just keep it black for now. So, because that's kind of a blacker color. I'm getting hung up on color choices right now. So bear with me. Anyway, so, okay, we've got that now. So then you throw in down here, right below it. What was it? No algorithms, no AI. All human. Maybe can throw in that all human touch, you know? Maybe this is more of a subtle thing right here, you know? Something like that, maybe? You know, I don't know. We'll see. Okay, cool. So then now this is where you throw in this, see the as seen on the internet. I think you can kind of bring that down a little bit. Let's bring this. Not a big, something's not going on here. Maybe it is. Maybe it's okay. Jumpstart your new venture. Maybe that needs to be 16. Anyway, so what you really want is kind of like a funnel where it's like small, big, medium, and then it kind of like, you know, comes in at an angle, kind of like you're kind of creating a triangle here. I mean, a diamond shape here to kind of like drag people down a little bit. You know, and like, you know, let's just, I don't know what this is going to bring up, but you know, you can do do some logos here. Right? So like maybe do like boom 2. Like actually let's just be more realistic. Let's do Google, TechCrunch, Forbes, and we'll call that good for now. So we've got make that smaller, make that a little smaller, make this a little smaller, and then you can kind of, for for sakeness of time, I'm just going to repeat those. So what you want is you want the page to be really framed by this, right? Might want to bring this up a little bit, actually. I think that might be what the problem is. This blue needs to live. There we go. I think for these, what I would do is go no rounded corner or all rounded corner, because I think you're selling a design service, so you kind of need people to like really see and feel the design almost. Like I wouldn't do this, but like maybe so. Like maybe you do like something crazy like this, right? Like I don't know, just pick a color, any color, right? I mean, that's interesting, right? So then you can maybe turn this white, maybe turn this white, and then you can kind of see, hey, we're getting somewhere now, right? And like maybe this could be an orange now, or even just make it a nice bright teal with some shadow. Maybe no shadow. Maybe a big thick stroke. Nope, no stroke. Anyway, you need to make that something. I mean, white would work too, but whatever. I'm getting hung up on color now, right? But this needs to be not bold, and it needs to. There you go. So you need a logo, whatever that logo color is, or what it is. So anyway, pretend like I mean, I think actually like you should probably then fade into just regular old white here, like after everything's all said and done. Kind of maybe. In that case, you can make this not so dark. Let these logos just kind of live on themselves. Then we can throw in some. Now we get to who is this for, right? And so I think this is great. Like the copy here is great, but I think we need to make it feel less paragraphy. And by doing that, I'm gonna start speeding some things up here. But like one way to do that is to, actually, to be real with you, this needs to be right here to some degree. Because this all needs to be like this. You're selling it, right? It's like, hey, this, do this, get this. Hey, we've been validated before. So what that means is this needs to be more of like a white, and this needs to be more linear. So what that needs to do is come up here. I don't know why this is. There we go. I mean, hey, you can try this. The reason I'm changing my strategy here is because because these on color on a gradient won't look good because they're logos unless you turned them white. Okay. So this is going to be an off black. There we go. So I think, I know I keep changing things up, right? But hey, whatever. It's design. You're allowed to. So, and then this is where maybe you draw like a line here. It's like, hey, I'm done selling you. Now let's get to the point. Okay. Sometimes I like to use like a darker. There you go. And then, we can maybe kind of figuring out the cadence here, the spacing between all this. You can do it later. But anyway, so now we've got this. Now, who is this for? The big idea. So the idea, I'm not going to change the copy here, but what you can do is kind of make this big and bold. Who is this for? And what you want is kind of like, you need to make this feel just designed, sell people, make them feel special, I don't know what this is going to look like, but I'm going to leave it up to you. I'm just going to do what I call pink frames here. But like, you need to make them feel like, yes, that's me. Yes. So big and white, not white, but I'm just talking now. So kind of got, what's this next one? Right, like this is all great copy. Just something. Instead of you're ready, another one I would do is like, you haven't validated your product fit yet, but before spending a crap ton, I'm just paraphrasing here, on a brand, you need a quick brand to get you started. That's kind of what we did with Gather, right? Like I've put together a 5-minute logo and launched, and it's like, I'm going to wait to do a real logo until like we validated that this is actually going to stick around. Cool. So you get the idea, right? We need to make this just more designy. And what that means is, you could do some funny shapes. You can do less of a shape here. You could do more shape here. Do like blah. Maybe do like on this one, I don't know. That didn't turn out cool, but I was just trying to be funny. There you go. And then what do I get? I would do the exact same thing. Just boom. What do I get? But with this, I would actually add some like, maybe even in these, you can add icons. But here I would definitely add icons. So this little eye is going to delineate icons. And what I mean by that is if you go to my website, you see kind of how I did like these boxes, it's like add some visual cues to these. So whenever I'm doing these boxes, you want to add a visual cue, a title, and maybe a description. See how I've done a visual cue and a description. But here's the now kind of like, what do you get? Maybe you could add some icons to just prove the point here. Okay. So I'm not going to design those or add the copy. You get the point. Okay. Now, want to see for yourself examples. This is now we're talking, yo. So I think maybe we can do another line in the sand here. Want to see for yourself. Now for these, here's the thing. Like you want these to you want these to sync. Okay. You want these to be like three across. Shit. Maybe even 2 across. Because you want these big to be big. Okay. Because right now, the name stands out more than the style tile. And I can actually click in. Nice. I did not know that. So yeah. You want these to be big. You want to be able to see these, okay? And what I would do is instead of showing, I thought these were pitch decks, and so instead of showing this one, what I would do is like show this one. Okay. Almost out of time here, but I would do 2 across, okay? And I think people are going to be less interested in the name. Okay. And but here, I'm just going to screenshot this because the design of it doesn't really matter. You can keep it. But you want to do like, I'm not a big fan of that, but you want these to be kind of wider in this case then. Kind of maybe even though the deliverable might not be, HD ratio, like, widescreen, you can still make it widescreen for your site. And you want that to be a little further. You don't want this to be too close together. So what do I do? This is great. I think frequent asked questions could be, I think it's fine because by this point, people are more interested in what's going on. But what do? I like this, but I think what you can do is last step. Maybe even like draw another line in the sand here. Why did my sands go away? My lines. Okay. What do I do? And like here, what I would do is actually I'm going to just pink frame this again, but I would do 1, 2, 3, center these things, get them going like that, something like that. And then do another 1, 2. But the point here is that you want to put it into steps. Make it easy. 3 steps, okay? Because you have it here, right? Fill out the form. So you'd make this, fill out the form, maybe do like a logo, or not a logo, but a maybe an avatar, not an avatar. An icon to accompany this maybe, but you kind of get the idea. And then wait 72 hours, boom. With the same getting started. Whoop, but it's and then you want this maybe to be a little bigger than the one up top. And maybe like instead of get started, maybe like, tell us about your project or something. I don't know, just playing with words. So this is kind of the overall structure. This is not the full design that I would go with, man. But, and just what I would do now is then draw another line in the sand, do your frequently asked questions here. And at the very end of that, do another get started. Or, your footer. Just do your footer. Okay. So, yeah. So like I said, this is like 10% of my effort for what I would actually put into this, but you get the idea. And this was my 2 cents, right? Let me know what you think, dude, because like I said, this is the first time I've done this, and I'm curious if it was cool, if you thought it was, if you enjoyed it, whether you use this or not, whether you do anything here with this. I still would like to hear whether or not you enjoyed watching. Okay, even if I'm way off, I'm curious, did you enjoy it? So let me know.